Hi guys, how are you doing today? I noticed that there are quite a few chats over on the left. How many are we up to now, Bryce?
I don't know because the counter goes away.
Oh, the counter goes away. Well, we were at 50 about 5 minutes ago,
Yeah.
right? So you guys are busy talking. So I will try and make sure that I say hello to everybody as they pop back up on my screen. If I haven't done that, then you can always send a message saying I'm here and I will say hello. So, hi, Annette and Thelma and Alice and Diane and Roberta and Catherine and Brenda and Betty and Irene. If I didn't say that, I think that I've got a good group of you. Okay, well, bear with me if I didn't say your name. So, hi guys. We have got a lot for this What's New Wednesday, so I'm gonna just give you a heads up, and we're just gonna start right in. So, we got our spring Hunky Dory sets in recently. You know that we had Muddy Paws and Perfect Day. So those are two of their spring sets, but we also have a few more of their spring sets coming in. And so I'm going to show you quite a bit today. Okay, so these are, there we go. These are a pearl set on a roll from Hunky Dory. They're called Diamond Sparkles, but they are pearlized. So just wanted to let you know they're kind of a creamish ivory color. I don't think that they would look horrible against white either, but it is definitely more cream than white. We have gold and silver, and this is more in a gemstone color. Four colors. This is their festive colors. If you buy the gemstones in the packs with all the different sizes, this is considered to be their festive. Yep, it's called festive on the roll as well. So red, green, blue, gold, and you get 1 meter. So unfortunately, I can't tell you how long that is right off the top of my head in feet. Debbie certainly could. But I can't do it. So I apologize, but there is a lot. In fact, I'll open up this one because I'm getting this one. So again, folks, it doesn't pay to work in a craft area if you like crafts. So these are much smaller than you would see on the on the ones that are individualized and they have the different sizes. You get quite a bit, but they are all one size. So let me just show you how much a meter looks like. Okay, so you can make a pretty big heart out of this. Look at that. Boop, boop. So a good amount. And I'll be buying that later. Okay. And then we've got one that's a pretty in pink. And these are also a gemstone, not pearls. The one that I just had that I showed you is called Tropical Twist, and it is a pearl. And then these pinks are a pearl, and they're called Pearly Pinks.
Alice shares the meter is about 3.3 feet.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I have to use one of those calculators in the computer where I just go in and say, how many inches is in A or how many feet is in A. So that's how I do it. And because I don't remember numbers very well, I'm actually pretty bad at it. Okay. So this is Hunky Dory's Floral Wishes that just came out. These are the topper sets. They kind of changed the toppers. We had Whopper toppers before, but these are called Book of Toppers. So they're a little bit different than what our Whopper toppers are, and they're a little bit different than our deck boxes are. And so I believe, I can't say for certain, but I believe that based on what I'm seeing here and not seeing coming in the door are as many Whopper toppers or decks. So they might do some Whopper toppers, but I have a feeling that that it is I have a feeling that this is what they're planning on moving to. So let's take a peek here. I know, Bryce, you just came back in. I'll put it back in just a second. So there are 60 toppers and 12 different designs. So you're getting 5 of each. So the first set of 5 looks like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I can separate out the pages, not a problem. So there's our first one. Here's number 2. Look at those pretty daisies. Number 3 are some lilies. These would make beautiful little 4x6 cards. We've got the tulips. You could just do a set and go through it so quickly, but still come out with some very beautiful cards. Thank you, Catherine. That's a sweet compliment. Okay, this is Hydrangeas. If I go too fast, let me know. If I'm going too slow, let me know, because we've got a lot to get through. These are the roses. This looks like a wild rose, maybe. Yeah, I would say a white wild rose with some hydrangeas in the background. Those look like peonies. I'm never sure exactly how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both directions. This is a miscellaneous of pinks. I see some peonies and daisies and poppies, and it looks like maybe a little bit of foxglove in there. So you get quite a bit in that little, quite a bit of different flowers in that one. And then I'm not sure if that's going to be mums or if that's going to be dahlias, but it could be either or. And that is the end of the book. So this one is called The Book of Topper's Floral Wishes. The next one is Land of Enchantment. So these are the ones that we have had in a class kit. We've done 4 class kits on these. If you haven't had the opportunity to do one of them, I recommend that you give them a try. There is a set of wolves and horses and fairies and dragons. Fairyland, I think is what it was called. And we have them up in kits from previous videos. We still have a couple here and there. I don't know how many of these sold out, but I will tell you that we're down to pretty much very little to buy a topper set. Luxury kits, I think we still have a couple, but the regular topper sets with the 2 cardstock, we are extremely low on. So this is our first dragon. Hi, Angela. Here is our unicorn. Second dragon. So you can see that they're giving you at least some edging on some of them. You'll get some extra pieces in order to make that square. You can take your dies and make some corners out of them, or you can use the corners from the sticker from Starform or Duty. They've got some really pretty border stickers that you can use. And this would just be pretty using some of the adorable Scoreable, which I will say I really like to, these are the wolves. I really like to use some of the dies that I have from Tattered Lace and Hunky Dory that let me make some cards, and that adorable Scoreable is wonderful. It doesn't crack, it doesn't crease. I can fold it all the time. There is some more of our wolves. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, Roberta, just be careful when you tear them out of the book. These are actually pretty nice. They will pop right out. You don't have to tear the background unless you want this background. You don't have to even tear them out of the book. They pop right out for you. And I will say that when I opened the book, I think that I moved a couple of them around so that they just very quickly slid into being a single piece. So there's the fairy one. And the unicorn. Here's our dragons. And I don't recall this being one that was on the topper set. It may have been, but I don't recall it because I was really paying attention to this one. Well, doesn't matter now. It's up here. I was paying attention to this one because I really liked the colors. So, and yes, you absolutely can use the card with the backing, and they do pull out very easily. It's looking like they're probably made a little bit different than the Whopper Toppers are because they run right along the seam of that card. And the wolves. So those are our 12 designs for the Land of Enchantment. It's good to see that they've got some fun pictures that I haven't seen before. And in the Floral Wishes, that's the case as well. So we have It's a Cat's Life in a luxury kit, as well as some of the single toppers. And this just kind of gives you a whole bunch of all the different kitties, and you can make them into whatever you want. And my guess is going to be that some of these are going to have pictures that you haven't seen in them before in the It's a Cat's Life option. You'll see some, but I'm going to guess you won't see them all. Kitty cat with the goldfish. For those knitters and crocheters that enjoy, that would be a great card to say thank you for your gift, wouldn't it? There we go. Little kitty cats. Man, they're really messing around, aren't they? They all seem happy though. So I don't think that really happens with a cat though, if it got caught in the middle of something and been rolled around. Pretty positive cats just don't enjoy that.
Say hi to Kim R and Mary Lynn.
Hi, Kim R, and hi, Mary Lynn. Oh, I'm glad, Kim, that Kelly got some great cards. I apologize. I haven't been keeping up with the card mailings. It's a really we've been just really busy at our house. And then work has been busy too. So I apologize for not getting spring out the door or birthdays out the door. Little kitty on the box. This is the kitten from the front of the card. I think that this is one of the grumpy cats, right? Do you think that this is that kind of a style? Maybe not. Maybe it's just serene. He looks grumpy to me, but he is pretty. Okay, good luck. Oh, isn't that sweet? And these are two little kitties at play.
Hi to Ruth.
Hi, Ruth. Glad to see you guys all here. And then last but not least, we've got the two Siamese. Got a glare there. Okay. Just so that you guys know, just because I know that it was a conversation earlier, but I hadn't filled in to let you know, Debbie's mom is doing really, really well. And so they're really hoping that she continues to do great. And we'll give it another few weeks. Just keep your prayers coming, guys. Okay, well, they really made sure that I wasn't going to get into this one. All right, this is the Miri Magic pad, and there are two different little pads of this, and I think I'm going to save this actually for the end. Now that I've tempted you, right? There we go. Okay. It will at least be ready to go. All right, the reason why I'm setting it aside is the reason why I'm setting it aside is because I want to make sure that we get through the luxury kits and you can see what the toppers look like, and then we can delve into the Miri pad, because it is an extra so that you can do additional types of work with that maybe you don't want to do with your topper sets. So this is the Flight of the Butterflies. They've done some different colors this time. This is the luxury kit, and since we're going to be going through all of the toppers, I figured I would just pull those out instead of these. Maybe I should go the other way around. Yeah. Yeah, I think that might be a better idea. Okay. These are some of the examples that they have given for these cards. These have a metallic tone to them, so I bet you that the metallic, almost I can't remember if it's grunge, it might even be metallic tie-dye. They have a card pack, basically the Miri version of their card packs of prints that I think will look beautiful with this kit. So let me find the two that go with this. Okay. Okay, so here's the first one. It's very coppery, and even with the copper for the background, these butterflies just pop. Sometimes, if you have colors and they're very similar, they don't stand out, but these have a shine and a gleam to them that make them stand out. We've got little typed areas. We've got little typed circles down here that say believe. I can't read it upside down. Love, hope, dream, and joy. I can read upside down if it's print, but not.
What colors are there?
So this one has the orange with the copper colors to them. The next one, they have a green metallic background, but there's only a couple of actual green toppers, so that's kind of interesting. I apologize. I did not show you the right colors. This was why you look inside the other topper set. It's okay. I'll put them away next time. So these, I believe, are the two sets that go with the coppery orange. I could be totally wrong, and we may find that I change my mind here in a little bit. Okay, so we have our greens here. This is the cardstock that goes with it. And here is the greens. And like I said, there's lots of other colors on it. There's kind of a little bit of a greenish with a little bit of teal. background, but all of the different butterflies are colored differently. So we've got some coppers and orange and browns and blues. There's even a little bit of pink down there in the bottom. So lots of different colors in this set. Okay, and here's the brown one. I almost want to call it like a cocoa brown. It's a little bit darker in some areas, a little bit of light colored here and down in here, but some of these other spots are definitely a darker brown with some mauves and oranges to blend in there. Isn't that pretty? And I could totally be wrong, guys, because I'm coming up with different prints throughout. So I believe that this is the top. These are the cardstocks that go with them. And I apologize. I should have done it the other way around. Okay. And then these go to the orange set. I think everything goes to the orange set. I've come to that conclusion, except for these blues. So you can absolutely mix them up and match them. And I think that they would look beautiful having the other colors behind them too. And because they have all different butterflies, you don't have to stick with one versus the other. I really think that these will come out beautiful. This is the blue set. There's some grays, and the blues run from, I want to say that they're more of a teal color to its blues.
Kim asked if you think these toppers would work for die cards.
I think so. They've got
a lot of map.
Yeah.
Background pieces to them.
Yeah, they have some writing on them. This is very much this one has musical notes in the print. You're gonna not necessarily see some of that easily on camera, but excuse me, but there is definitely different areas. So we've got a little bit of writing down in here. This has a music note that maybe if I can, there, right about there, you can see the little treble clef. So yeah, I think that the way that these are set up, I think a lot of them could be done. I know that in the past, I made my dad a card made with one of the other Flight of the Butterflies collections, because they have done it a few different ways. But this print is very different from the last time around. They just are different looking. I don't think that they're similar in colors or in their style. The last one that we had was a platinum version, and then there was a jeweled version. So in those, I used one of those for my dad's birthday, and he thought that it was really pretty. So yeah, I think that they can absolutely be for a guy. Absolutely. Want to make sure that we get everything back in the kit. We'll send it that way. Okay, so here again are the singles, and I'm just going to put this up just so that we can see which cardstocks go with which. So I was correct for that one. That one's got the butterflies and then the tea stain markings in the blue.
Foiling is all gold, right?
The no, some of it has some black mirror. That one was gold, but if you take a look at this one has black mirror. In fact, it has some coppery colors in it too, but those are the orange ones that are supposed to go with the orange. This is our green set, and our green set has those two that go with it. And the green set has a gold. It's a little bit subdued from a regular gold. And I think that it's intentional in that, but you definitely see it. And then this one has I really think that I want to call it metallics, not necessarily golds or black mirrory. I think this one is almost like a metallic brown, and it shows up as more copperish gold, but it's not. I think I'm catching this picture down here. Can't quite see where my hand is. Let me guess. Okay. This one that's down here, it does have more of a pinkish mirror to it. But the ones up here are a little deceiving. They are actually, this section is the more pink, and this section has kind of almost like a brown mirror to it. See that? Hopefully that helps. Hi, Laura. Okay. We have acetates for this set. They look like they will be just as pretty as our other acetates that they from the butterfly kits from the past, but these definitely are different. These are not the same. So those of you that wish that you had some of the butterfly from the last set that we've run out of, I think we've run out of both sets of butterfly acetate in the past. So it wouldn't surprise me if this doesn't go again. I think I want to put a piece of white paper behind it. I think you can see it better that way. So we've got that one. You'll get 2 of those, 3 of those, 4 of those. I can keep counting. Did you know I can count, guys? Isn't that great? Okay. Here's the next set. And I am going to say that that is upside down because I firmly believe it should look this way, but it's your choice. And so you'll get 4 of those. I believe that I've seen this print before, and I'm going to show you really quick because this happens with all of our acetate. And I forget sometimes to point this out. This one we've had before with the wreaths and the butterflies, but I've used all of mine a long time ago. So I always forget to point out that if you flip them over, they're silver. Good night, Catherine.
Several people pointed out you can use them in all kinds of different things, not just with the butterflies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can use them for a lot of your punch outs for from Find It Trading. They would look beautiful with some of those. And backings for some of those too. You can intermingle acetate with almost anything. But if you look at this, this is the gold side and this is the silver side. So even in the bejeweled acetates that were the quartz, I think there was an amethyst dreams and a quartz dreams. I might be mistaking that other one, but it had beautiful pink acetate that went with it. But if you don't want the pink, you can flip it over and have this beautiful silver. It happens with each and every one of these. So, and you can feel them on both sides. So it's not like there's a right and a wrong side. They have a divot to them on each side. They're intentionally foiled. So you can use these differently, and it's great. I love them. Okay. And then here is the parchment. And again, that kind of helps us know a little bit about our color palette. I think these will show up better due to there's not going to be a reflection as much from the camera. So this is our parchment paper. I'm putting on the thickness because these are really the colors that I see. They are metallic, but these are the colors that I see on each of these pages. So this one is an orange and brown colors. And if I take it and I just put one sheet instead of two sheets on there, isn't that pretty? Can you imagine that torn behind? It would be beautiful. So those were the orange and browns. This one, look at how pretty that is, guys. You could do so many things with these.
Butterflies of all colors.
Yeah, so we've got the orange and the blues. They've really mixed in every single butterfly that they have. It's really bad when you really love something, huh? As you're going through it. Yeah. But I'm here to say I'm right along with you guys. It's neat to see this new stuff and come up with new ideas in your head. My brain starts working overtime as I sit here to do this. Okay, this is music. We've had music on paper before, but I don't believe that I've seen it on the acetate before. I may be wrong, and if somebody else remembers it being not acetate, on the parchment before, if someone remembers it on parchment, please let me know. But I think that this is the first time I've seen the music. We've had it in paper. We had a packet Christmas that came in different colors. This is the green. It's a greenish gray, and you can really see the green strongly when it's this way. And I would say this is probably true to the colors that are on each one of these sheets if you put the two together. So the last one is our greens, or maybe not our last one. We still have a couple more behind it. Okay. Isn't that pretty, guys? Let me raise it up. There we go. And so this one's got some oranges, some greens, and some browns. And this is what it looks like behind the white paper. Here's some more of kind of the orangish, and this one has some orange and green colors to it. Here's the next set of parchments for the green. And again, we've got all of these butterflies, just like what you would have seen on the cardstock, if you remember right. This is in a print, I believe, for the blue one. But they've changed the colors around and put it in a green one instead. So they've made some decisions about making these work and intermingle. So don't think that you have to keep your oranges with the oranges or the blues with the blues. This really kind of allows you just to go for it. Look at that one. The browns.
That's wonderful.
Isn't that pretty? Yeah, this is a man card, guys, right there. Okay. So why did I save these little two for last? So because you can, instead of going the topper way, or maybe you want all of them, but instead of going the luxury kit topper way, you can also get your parchments and some of these littler books, and you'll have a whole different set. It's going to look different for you. So I can also see fussy cutting. Yes, you can absolutely fussy cut some of these in the earth tones. Thank you, Roberta. I agree. So you're going to get some different pictures in these little packs. This is not a topper set. If you notice, this is their regular little book style, but it's all Merry Magic. So you've got all of the metallics sitting right here. You get two of each sheet, just like, actually, I think you get four of each sheet in the little book. So this is two of each sheet. And isn't that, look at the shine and glimmer on that. And it really truly does do that. just sitting here. It's not a camera. It's just full of metallics. And depending on which way you turn it, you can see different things. So it looks like a lighter blue to me, but then if I turn it a little bit, I see a lot of navy in there with the orange. So you can definitely come up with your own styles with these.
What GSM would you say this cardstock is? About 300 too?
I think that it is very close. Let me see. It's on the front. They're helpful. 2 each of 18 different designs. 18 different styles of butterflies. It doesn't say, but it feels very close to the standard topper set. I think it's a little bit thinner, but not by much. It's a nice thick piece of paper. It's not like the little book thickness. If any of you have done the Merry Magic for the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, or you've done the Merry Magic for the Land of Enchantment or Midnight Botanicals, if you have any of those from the little books or the little DL pads, they are the exact same thickness as those. It is absolutely a cardstock. Been fussy cutting the Hardy Crafts 3D toppers that show you what you're getting. Been fussy cutting them out. Isn't that pretty, guys? So you can see the pinks along with some coppers in there and some browns. I really do think that you can interchange these within each of the colors, and they're going to work because, as Roberta pointed out, they are earth tones. And so what in nature doesn't go together? You're not allowed to yawn, Bryce. I'm boring him. Anybody want to entertain him while we continue this process?
It's that time of night.
Hi, Lord. I'm giving your dad a hard time.
Go get your own food.
It's food time. Can you tell around the house? Whenever somebody comes in, I know it's food time. There you go. Some orange coppers, some more orange and brown coppers. You get so many different designs in this. This is beautiful. And then they have it set up as a with a different type of Merry Magic, and this is what they're calling the Merry Magic Topper Collection. So you can truly just go for it. These are all going to be your toppers that have wording on them. So you can use these in conjunction with the Parchment and this, and you have a totally different set than you would have with your luxury kits or your acetate and these two sets. Anything that you wanted to go with. You could have so much fun with these. So let me see. I can read some of these. Life is good. Let your dreams take flight. Do more of whatever makes you happy. Birthdays are filled with yesterday's memories, today's joys and dreams. This one has too little of writing because I can't read it upside down, nor can I don't think I can actually see it. I have to get new glasses. Okay. This one says, make a wish on your special day. You get 2 sets of these toppers. And then we have the green set. So that was the teal set. Okay, I'm going to have to turn it around to read it. Okay, so it says, get well soon. Good luck. Thanks so much. Just to say, birthday wishes, best wishes, handmade just for you, me and you, lots of love to someone very special. Enjoy the little things. Hope your day is just as special as you are to me. Thinking of you and happy birthday. And if I didn't read this one, it says handmade just for you. I think I did. So you get 2 of the greens. And then you've got some border strips down here at the bottom. Do you see that? They've even added some extra pieces for you. This is the brown set. And again, even though I'm saying it's a brown set because of the background color that's back here. Nope, back here. There we go. They really are lots of different colors again. So you've got some blues and some mauves, metallic mauve, if you want to call it that, maybe pink. And then you've got orange butterflies and blue and brown, and they just all pop out. That is a good no reflection. Now, it doesn't look quite like that because of the fact that as soon as I move it, the metallics are gonna pop it right back out again. But that at least gives you a pretty good idea of what they look like, I think. Then you've got some tag sets, and not only are they tag sets in shape, but they also have the little dots in here, right there. So you can pop those out and actually make them into little bookmarks or tags for a gift. That's a neat set. Okay, on to the next hunky dory item for spring. So what do you think of spring so far, guys? I really think that we have a lot of spring, and I'm not opening the luxury kit again to try and guess what goes with what. So here's the luxury kit. And here they are in topper form. So we're in single toppers. Now I have to say I have enjoyed, this is in line with the Forever Florals sets. We've had the spring last year, and the summer and the fall was our tree, our leaves, as well as I think there were some asters and some other colors that were there. And then we had winter, the festive set that Debbie went through and just made it with you with all the different pieces. The winter set was beautiful. We just did it not that long ago. And so this one is moving away from the seasons, and instead this one is called Forever Florals. Yeah, Wildflowers. There we go. So they aren't named. I see some daisy. I see some fern. I see forget-me-nots. I think these are bachelor buttons. Yes, I craft. I garden. I like gardening. So we've got some gold Miri foiled throughout on each corner. And the middle looks almost like a crackle paint. And then this is our non-foiled one with the butterflies and daisies with the green. And this first set, again, is bountiful, beautiful blooms. This next one is I Believe in You. And purples, yellows, and greens in this set. I see some thistle and some, I definitely do not think that this is Queen Anne's lace, but it kind of looks like it. Some little buttercups. This is the non-foiled one. If anybody has a different name, this one, and I'm not positive. It kind of looks a little bit like wild jasmine, but I don't think that's right. I don't think that's what it is. And here's our foil with the thistle and the purples. So you've got green, yellow, and purples in that set. They're so pretty, and they've put them together so well, because when you take and pick your flowers from the wild, you put them all together in one bouquet, right? You enjoy all of those together, and again, they all tend to go together. So it's nice to see them put in bouquets together. So, okay. This one actually says what the name of the flower is. Maybe I missed that on some of these other ones. I could have. Green one of the flowers that is labeled is called milk thistle. And the other one is the forget-me-not that was listed on that one. So this is Yarrow down here in the pink, and it looks like some, I don't ever think of poppies as being a wildflower, but I guess they could be.
Oh yeah, California poppies.
That's true. They don't look like this though.
They're orange.
They're orange. I did miss it. I'm missing all the California poppies that grow in between the sections of the interstates throughout the state. They're just everywhere, and they're so pretty. And when I moved to Walla Walla, Washington, they didn't have any. And so it was nice when I moved here that you actually do see some interspersings of the California poppy here. So it's, yeah, I did. I missed those. And then you've got some clover down here. Here is the pink with the clover. Little envelope with paper clips and a seal on that one. And then this is the foiled one, and you've got the two sides. So you can either have two different types of cards or even four, depending on how you choose to use this set or this page, or you can do a gatefold card with this since they're on both sides. So you've got some options with that. And then last, we've got a dandelion and honeysuckle. This one is called Love and Happiness. So Emma hasn't quite learned yet that if you blow these, that they add more dandelions to your yard. So yeah, she picks them up, but I'm not going to say no. I remember doing it as a kid, and it was always so much fun to see them fly and make a wish. So we fly and make wishes together, and then I get to pull dandelions out of my lawn. Okay. Look at this one. They've kind of made it into a little dandelion fluff bouquet. I don't know how slowly you would have to walk with that, but see, there's another dandelion bouquet. I'm pretty positive by the time you got it to somebody, they'd pretty much be gone. And then here's your honeysuckle. Now, I don't know about different places in the state, but I haven't seen honeysuckle that is the pinks and yellows, except for in planters at the nursery. Usually you're going to see honeysuckle as white if it's a wild honeysuckle. But if it's different, then in a different state, let me know, because that's great. Something makes good wine. Dandelions.
Yeah. Hi, Joyce.
Hi, Joyce. How are you? I did not know that. Some dandelions. I've had dandelions in salad. There's a place here in town, and I don't understand how they go about in it, but they have a salad at one of my favorite places that I haven't been to since COVID. They make a salad that has a lot of extra pieces that you wouldn't normally have. So they have dandelion greens in their spring mix salad. And then they add, uh, they've, they've fried little shaved off pieces of dahlia tubers. So they take the tubers and they literally slice up these beautiful tubers for beautiful flowers, and they put them in a salad with some grapefruit and some apples, and oh, it tastes so good.
Weeds in your salad.
Weeds in my salad and roots. But it sure is good, and now I'm craving it. And
Annette said you can also make a healthy tea.
And yes, I did know with dandelion tea you could make those into a tea. So these are the colors of the adorable scorable. It is a matte-tastic. It is not your typical adorable scorable. So this is going to be the flat. I don't want to call them flat because look at how beautiful these colors are together. So you've got greens and purples and pinks and creams and blues and some violet, yellows. Look at all of these colors. But they're going to be the same type of feel as the Matte-tastics were for the winter floral set. So, and I have done some scoring with my dies to make shaped cards with some of the Matte-tastic, and I haven't seen it do any of the crinkle and you see white through the top or crack. That's part of the deal with adorable scorable is that you've got a nice thick and it won't break down to the white. And I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty positive that I've tried running these as well and that they don't crack either. So maybe I better do a test and double check so that I'm not mistakenly saying something that I shouldn't. Making promises that aren't true. So this is called the I'm So Excited Luxury. Oh, nope, that was the poppies. It's called I'm So Excited Luxury Topper Set. So the poppies were that. I got distracted. Okay, and so this is the Wildflower Matte-tastic.
It's right there under in front of you, upside down.
Thank you. Yep. And then we have our luxury inserts. I did not see that the butterfly came with an insert, and that's very rare. So it's very plausible that they're still in a box that Brittany has to pull out still because she's just been listing like crazy. If you haven't noticed how long these What's New Wednesdays are taking. Yeah. Okay. So we've got the inserts, butterfly boards. This has an actual little flower press that the daisies are sitting on top of. They're a copy of the cardstocks that you saw behind the flowers. So this one is the poppy with the scissors and a journaling garden book. And here's our thistle with the envelopes and paper clips. And I really do appreciate you get 2 of each kind, which means that you can actually have 4 inserts per each topper set, which gives you a lot more than just the one that you used to get. So this makes it really nice. There you go. Daisies, and they really have put a theme in here for the scissors. They've got pretty much a metal piece of some sort in each one of these. So from scissors to paper clips to a pin, I think. This one doesn't have metal, but it's got the little photo corners. Wouldn't that be fun to take some of the topper sets and put them behind a little photo corner for your cards and have that little insert inside. Make it look like you've taken your own picture. My theory is wrong. There's no metallic in that one either. But I noticed that a lot of these have the metal pieces in them, whether it be a scissor or a nail heads, paper clips, flower presses. This one's got a little bit of burlap underneath the dandelion, and I think that there were a couple other places where I saw those as well. And then they give you these extra pieces. Look at this, guys. Got
it's double-sided.
Both-sided double. Yep. Isn't that beautiful? So you've got some bachelor buttons and some thistle with writing, and then you've got purple on the back and purplish blue bachelor buttons in that page. So you're getting quite a bit with your insert. You could have a lot of fun with these. So that's the second one. Let me double check. Let me see here. I accidentally grabbed one and didn't realize it. No. So here's 2 aster. Let's see if this one pops up somewhere else as well. So I'll set it aside. So not aster, but bachelor button. We've got yellow, which possibly means dandelions on the other side. Yes, sirree. Dandelions, and then the yellow. It almost looks like beeswax. Somebody was saying how much that they enjoyed making some of the bees for spring last year. I think that that's what Bryce read to me earlier. If you were the one that said it, raise your hand. Anyways, I love having stuff to make with my bees, and this would be a great set to be able to use bees with too, because of all the wildflowers. Go figure. This one has some crocus in it and some Queen Anne's lace, some yarrow, some thistle, some dandelion. I think they're kind of just saying that you can use this for any. And then the back.
What's the name of this set again?
This is the Wildflowers inserts and luxury papers. So you're definitely getting a lot more than just your inserts in here. I mean, you can absolutely use these as inserts, but wouldn't it be great to use the other as inserts? And then you can use the other thing that I haven't shown yet and put those with your luxury pages. I will show you here in just a second. So look at that print. They took the clover and the envelopes off the top, and then you have all of this writing behind it because that's their background that they've put all of those envelopes on here, but you see the envelopes more than you actually see the background. So it's neat that they gave you 2. Okay, this is monarch butterflies with some daisies. Some daisies with some roping. Am I testing you? Maybe. Not intentionally. Okay, here is the poppies with the pinks. And then we have honeysuckle with the papers. And look at all that honeysuckle back there. So those are the inserts and luxury papers. And you can grab that and grab these and have so much fun. And for whatever reason, there was only one of these. So I'm not sure why, but there was only one. All the rest had 2, but there was only one of that. So you can use those and then look at our tag set that comes with these. You could have a blast with doing these just as much as, again, if you take all their different little pieces and you put them together, you'll have just a totally different looking set of your luxury kit. They give you a little bit of difference. There's 4 of each of these prints. A little note to say, handmade with love. The honeysuckle, especially for you. With love. The bachelors again. Green with the little yellow flowers. Anybody have an idea what these are other than the only thing I can think of is wild jasmine, but I'm not positive. I thought those were white. Like honeysuckle. Forget-me-nots for someone special. Dandelions. And last but not least, your monarch butterflies with the daisies. So that is the set for our wildflowers. And this has some coordinating pieces that go with it. So there's the Forever Daisies embossing. And it is 5 by 7 size. I don't know why it says 7 by 5, but it's a 5 by 7. Trying to mix me up, I tell you. And then this die set gives you an actual piece that you can roll. They basically, there is this style of rolling your flower, and it's called quilling flowers. So you just continue to roll them and you get different layers, and then you can put this piece in and then put in your little areas for the stamens in the middle. It says smile and be happy. It's got a couple of little leaves that you can add to it. And there's the die itself. So these are a lot of fun. If you guys haven't tried these, this is a really easy way to do your flowers. It makes it quick and pretty simple, and you can have a really pretty daisy, or depending on what paper you choose from, they can also look like dahlias or asters or mums too. So it depends on how thick, how much you want to put together. The more petals, you would have a mum, just if you chose the different color. Okie dokie. And we have this back in stock. It's called Forever in Our Hearts Deluxe Craft Pad. The Forever in Our Hearts kit that Debbie had done. She had it from the luxury kits and the insert pages. And so she broke those up in order to do the classes with those. This kind of gives you a little bit of both, which it gives you one. They have all the same sayings. They are the exact same type of topper as what you got in class, if you got them in class, or you would get 2 of each of these if you bought a luxury kit, or you would have these as singles if you just bought one topper piece. But these come with a set. Basically, it's like cutting a luxury set in half. It gives you all of the 2 for each topper set. So you've got 8 different cardstocks, 1 which is foiled and 1 which isn't, just like normal in the luxury kit. But rather than getting 2 of the same, this has 1 of each. And then they do something here that is pretty neat. They've thrown in with these craft pads, they put in 2 pieces. I believe it's 2 pieces. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they put all of the matching card inserts, they take the cardstock and put your inserts in it for each one of the matching pieces. So you basically are getting 8 inserts, 8 pieces of adorable scoreable cardstock that's printed, and half of them are foiled, half aren't, and you get 4 of your topper pieces. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. This is a neat concept for those of you that would like to really have one, but aren't quite. We've sold half kits sometimes with the luxury sets, but this is basically like getting a half kit plus inserts. So that's pretty neat. And I think that we have a few of these back in stock. I don't know how many right off the top of my head. Okay, guys, you think that I'm done? Not. Okay. Just kidding. Let's start with Heartfelt next. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen these before, doesn't matter because I'm taking one of these home because these came in the door because I asked her for another one. So when we had that sale at Christmas time, right after Black Friday, I think it was around that same time as Black Friday, I took advantage, just like many of you did, of the great sale for Heartfelt. And I already had one of these with all of my flower pieces in it. And so at that time, I bought another one of these, and they were completely out when I wanted to go and pick up another one. So this is my fault, guys, that there are more of these in the store, but I'm not going to claim a fault, truly. So this is the storage binders. This is what it looks like. It latches with a nice thick magnetic strip, so it just pops closed. You don't have to worry about latching it. And you can even shake it upside down and it really doesn't move. It really does a great job of protecting. The corners are really strong. The structure's there. And then you have this on the inside. So some of you that may not have seen on the inside of this, I'm giving you a peek in. This is where you put all of your pink pages. And here, let me pull out one just to give you an idea. So each one of these medals, along with the stamps, have these great cards that go in them. And I just hole punched mine so that I could keep all the neat directions inside, and it stores all of it right in here, and it fits perfectly. And you can put your groups of your sets together. So same thing. This was, by the way, the cherry pansy that we have in stock, and that I believe that we have had some of them in the past, but we have not had a lot. So the cherry pansy is back in stock. I took from the stamps is where I made the decision to do my 2 hole punches from. So because I get mine in sets like this, I just put these together. And some of these I had to move a little bit. You can rearrange them on your sheet, but then you've just got the sheets, all of it, right together. And you're not going to misplace it and go, where did I put my stamps? I'm not sure exactly where they're at. So this keeps it all nice and together and handy. And then right next to each of these boxes that have this beautiful binder print on the side for you to see, hey, this is Heartfelt, this is me, when you're looking at it on your bookshelf. And they do fit on a bookshelf, guys. I just go ahead and I put the sets of molding trays right next to them, and they're all together. I don't have to go searching for anything. I know that they're right there. So if I haven't, with this temptation, this is a great thing. And so I asked Debbie to bring some more in. Look, they even decorated the back. I love pretty things. Okay, there, I'm done. So anyways, if you are like me and have enjoyed the Heartfelt Creations line, it really is nifty to have their little sets that go with it. And I tend to take all of my packaging, like this piece of packaging, and I will take it and I will box it up for later. I don't keep them in the actual binder. So I just set those aside when I'm storing because I know that they'll go back in and I can always add it in later. Put this back in the right way. Same thing with the stamps. I don't store it with the plastic container piece or the pictures because I know that I have them. I know what they look like. And it just makes it really easy to store. But you can, if you want to, put hole punches and put the entire box in your binder. I just felt like I needed more space than I needed protection because of how well they do. And I'm not going to fight with this anymore on camera. Okay. There we go. Take that home with me. Okay, so here is the 3D shaping mold that goes with that. So look, by showing you the binder, I got through 2 of them just like that. Woohoo! Okay, there we go. This is the paper pad that goes with it. So if you like using the paper pad for the dies, which I do a lot. I enjoy them. Ever so slightly here. There we go. So look at all of those. Aren't they pretty? Can't really see all of it. There we go. So you can build up your pansies and put them in through here. You have border pieces. You have the secondary side, which this does happen with the heartfelt ones. I will say that this happens pretty regularly, so just be aware of that. Once you open it, you may possibly have some that fall and don't stay in. They still will stay nicely within, though, the front and the back cover. So so long as you put them in together. When I get some of our class kits, they come in a 12 by 12 size pretty regularly, and I just take those in order to hold this because they come in plastics a lot of times or without anything at all. So if it doesn't come in a plastic sheet and you've opened it up and they're moving, save one of your 12 by 12 bags from your class kits and use them to put your heartfelt in. It will save you time and not having to worry about where things went. I think I'm going to do it this way. There we go. Okay. So there's the second front page. And there is your back side. Second page, same back side. These have lots of tags. These have lots of tags and sayings on this page. So you really can make an entire print. You can make boxes with these. In fact, Debbie did an explosion box with you guys with the butterfly dreams. You can absolutely do that with these as well. They make every single one very similar. There's the back. Oh, look, see, now I've got it down. Okay, so they have little squares for you to be able to put pictures into or sayings into, and you could have a lot of fun with putting those on the fronts of your little pieces of your explosion box. You can just use the exact same directions for the butterfly dreams with any of the heartfelt creations because they are all double-sided. That's the back of that one. Isn't it beautiful? And purple, you know. For me, I'm a sucker for pansies, tulips, and violets. I think those are all in the top of my flower favorites. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with a rose. And we've already established dahlias are good to eat. So isn't that pretty, guys? Lattice work. This is just a cluster of the pansies, really small. Yes, Alice, they all coordinate together. I really recommend that you at least try it once. You can take from any of our videos that we have out there. We've got the classic rose for making flowers. We've got the cheerful cherry flowers that Debbie has done classes in. One was with an explosion box as well for that one. And you can see what it's like to create these 3Ds. Yes, Annette, peonies and roses are definitely, I like too many things. That's my problem. Okay. But yes, they are beautiful. I totally agree. So here's your pansies. And what this one is for, this page in particular, is for using using these with that die set instead of using stamps. So you can use these as your cutouts to make your pansies instead of using your inks and your stamps. However, I would encourage you to see if you can match these up, because you can make these with stamps in these same kinds of colors. And then you can make them again and again and again. Heartfelt is pretty good about keeping their items in stock. So it gives you that opportunity to continue to order it if you don't want to do stamps. But I will tell you, you'll get more pansies by using these as your starting jump off point, and see what you can do about using your stamps to kind of create the same thing instead of just using black and white and then coloring them in.
What's this paper pad called again?
Burst of Spring Collection. And that would be my fault because I don't think that I said it. These are 6x6 areas. Several of these. So you can make 6x6 cards, put your tag in here, put a 3D floral of your pansy. They are a lot of fun. Greens. And the double-sided make it really worthwhile. Here you've got a whole nother set of little stamps and buttons and tags with a really dark, pretty purple. And now that I've knocked every single one of these papers out, alrighty. I know that when we open these and this happens, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that in order for us to show this, you may end up having this pad come to you as one of our customers. And I apologize that they come loosely, but I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that by opening these, this is our way of being able to show you what's here. So we will send this one out to one of our customers. And Ashley does put those, when that happens, Ashley does put those in a 12x12 sheet, or I do when I'm putting them back together for Debbie after she's done a What's New Wednesday. So I'm going to be behind on packaging because I'm not filming anymore, and that's when I take What's New Wednesday time to do that. I'm filming, but I'm in front of the camera, guys. Okay. This one is called Sweet Magnolia Collection, and we do have the stamps, the dies, and the, hey, I kind of like this way. Okay, here we go. Look at this. All right, no. So we do have the magnetic sets with the molds, the stamps, and the dies cutting as well for this one. And this one works really great if you haven't looked at them yet. And I'm not positive if they come with the Magnolia selection, but it works well with the pad, is the gates. So we've got some dies that have gates on them. They create some really pretty lattice work to work with your flowers behind or in front of this gate. And these work with that. So because it's got a lot of the same theme, a lot of the same archways, what you see here is the same kind of die that you can get. It doesn't have the flowers on top. It has the gate on top so that you can add your own flowers in there. Here's a bigger one. I don't know if you guys can see the top piece. Hopefully you guys can. Some pretty stripes. Look at this one. Isn't that pretty? It's got some yellows with some purples and then the greenery backgrounds. And I don't want to misspeak, so I'm going to double check. Yep. The pansies have this type of leaf in them. And so you really will notice that they will put the particular flower's leaf in their stamps and die sets so that they match what the actual flower is supposed to look like. We do have a set that's just all leaves. It kind of has this similarity to it where it's just a curled leaf bits and pieces. They are beautiful, and you can actually absolutely use these as fillers. But I also recommend that you use your flowers that show you what the actual leaves are and put those prominently right behind your flowers. So then that way you can, it kind of finishes it off. It gives it a total finish. And Heartfelt has thought about all those. So when you're seeing this greenery, these leaves look like those leaves. They have the same style, the same look, the same kind of cut. Here is the Magnolia set of die cuts. So it's got some littles. Let me pull out the die so that way you guys can see. It has these die cuts and these flower spaces. So this is a fussy cut page. Or we may or may not, I haven't looked yet, so I don't want to say yay or nay. But typically when you get a secondary page that isn't the flower making page, but it's all of your greenery pieces, we typically have this as a die as well so that you can run this through your die. These are the flower ones. So you can see the difference in size. So they go right in there. You put your die right over the tops of these and it cuts them all out for you so that you've got that 3D effect. And then you can always use your stamp to continue to use these as your example and make your stamps and dies for those flowers. But I really do like using the pad with the papers for at least the first round of flowers so that I get an idea of how I want them to look in my stamping. Aw. Isn't it sad when you lose a tree? I totally agree. They mean a lot. I grew up with camellia trees. They're technically supposed to be bushes, I think, but ours were trees for as long as we had lived where we had lived prior to. And I miss them because, again, it was another one of those kind of flowers that just was not around in Walla Walla. It couldn't handle the cold, the snow, but Portland seems to be able to handle them. And so I get the joy of living right next to a family that has camellias in their, here's all your tags, stamps, punches, buttons. they have a camellia bush, which is probably going to be turning to a tree very soon.
Graduating.
Yeah, it's graduating.
Grow up.
And I get to enjoy theirs, and I don't have to clean up the mess that comes with the camellia bush. So I get to luck out and enjoy it. Take full advantage of that. Here's the mold for the magnolia shaping ones. It will help you be able to make that curled up shape, because magnolias do start with a fairly tight bloom, and then they open. You get to keep them around for about 2 days, and then maybe, if you're lucky, a week, depending on where you live, I think, and then they're gone. And so what a great way to be able to keep them around. So there's our magnolia mold, stamps, and dies. And that last, in case I didn't tell you, that last pad is called Sweet Magnolia Collection. And then we have the 3D Floral Basics shaping mold that just came in. It really just kind of allows you to use any of your sizes of flowers. You can actually put in this, and it gives you the ability to use either a 3-point or a 5-point really well inside this mold. So it kind of can be used for any of the shapes. But they've got some really large sizes that won't work with some of your dies, but they will work with these little ones will work. Let me just open this one up, because I don't think I'm explaining it well. Not happening. Okay, so anyways, let me see if I can put it up a little bit better. There we go. If you look, you can see that there are smaller dies in the set. There we go. Perfect. There are smaller and bigger molds, and you use the smaller molds with your smaller die sets, and then you have the ability to use even your big asters, poinsettias, anything for the most part will fit into this 3-dimensional mold. They won't look exactly the same as flowers if you use this, because you're kind of using a jack of all trades mold when you get these 3D floral basics. But you can absolutely use this as your mold if you want to just get the die set or just get the stamp set and fussy cut. So that is a good mold to have, and you can use it for your roses, 3s, anything with a 3 or a 5. I think the dogwoods and the cherry blossoms, I don't think that they will work as well in that mold. Not positive.
Paper or foam flowers?
Oh, good question. So Debbie and I have this question on a regular basis. We've used paper, we've used acetate, we've used velveteen, we have used vellum, we have used, haven't used any Miri, haven't. I've used pearlized paper, so pearl paper with these and the stamp. I just have to make sure that I'm using a dye that isn't going to rub off. So double check that before you try putting your stamp on that. But I have done the foam. And when I first did the foam, I wasn't really thrilled with it. And so the answer to that is that if you are going to use the foam, you will want to invest in an iron or something that is going to be able to kind of mold it heats up the foam, which makes it grow thinner, and it stretches out as you put it into the mold. So you can cut those out with your dies, then heat them up on an iron. Maybe I can use an example of how to do these with foam over the next couple of months. The foam is great. I really like it, but it does take a couple of extra steps. So sometimes it's just easier, especially when we're doing classes, to do it on paper. If you do use paper and you use the dies and the molds and the stamps, make sure that before you put it in your mold, you flip your paper over and you spray the back and then run it through your mold, because then that gives it its stiffness to stay in that shape. So hopefully that helps. And we'll get some foam ones out there too. Yeah, Roberta says that she likes the paper better than the foam. Yeah, it just is two different kinds of looks, just like saying, well, paper and vellum or parchment, they just look different. They react different. So anyways, hopefully that helps. We have more gears. We have more gears in stock. These actually, I was noticing as I was moving them around that we have a section of gears that have clocks. I can't really show you because it's just not letting me, but they have clock hands in them as well. In this set, there's one. See that little guy? He's one of your clock sets. There you go. So these are one size, and this is the other size that we have, which is less gears. So we know that everyone was, when we were doing the Emporium, the Steampunk Emporium, that we used a lot of the gears in that, and they were really a lot of fun, and we were enjoying them. So we thought that maybe it might be nice to put them out again.
What colors are the gears?
So I wish that I could speak to what each and every one looks like. This one is a lot of gears and hands. I don't recall how many are in a packet. A lot. I believe that there's something like 30, maybe even 40. I don't want to misspeak. All of these in this pack are copper. It's a copperish brown color. So all of them that are this color are in a packet together. Lots of them. This packet is smaller and kind of like what our old packets looked like, but you're getting less gears in this packet, and they have some copper and some silver and some gold. You can see the different colors in there. And a couple of the golds have the antique gold. That doesn't look like gold on the camera, but I promise you it's an antique kind of a gold on some of them. So you get a lot of smaller gears as well in this one. So I would say that this is a varied type of gear pack, and the other pack is going to be these copper and antiquing copper look, because that's what I'm seeing for the packet. And usually, usually Brittany is really specific when she puts them in for What's New Wednesday box. I've noticed that she's really specific in putting them in exactly the way that she would have packed them. So I feel pretty strongly in the idea that one is going to be the coppers and the copper antiques, and the smaller packet is going to have a miscellaneous color variation in their gears. And I didn't see any hands in the smaller pack, clock hands, if you care about that. Did you?
I did see one.
Aha! Good eye, Bryce. Yes, there is one right there. So one clock hand should be in there from the looks of things. And I'm going to guess that the gears in general in those are probably just going to vary. You may get 4 gold and 5 silver and 2 antiques. It's just going to vary a little bit. This is some of our, I've got a huge pile sitting in front of me. Let me start putting some things back. I went through last week and I put a pod finding in there. Hi, Kathy girl. I put into listing a pod find that we have put into the store for you guys. This is hard to get. I think we have like maybe 2 packets of this in the store, And it doesn't look like this. It's a pearlized. We actually do have some pearl paper in here, but these are glitter paper. Now, there is very specifically, so I want to make sure that you guys see this. There is this paper. It looks the exact same. Truly, if I'm looking at both of them, it's holographic glitter. It brings a whole bunch of different colors to it. I will take one of these out just because, give you guys an idea of being able to see it without the plastic reflection. So see all that glitter? It is throughout. It is smooth. So this will run through your die cutting machine really nicely. And you won't lose glitter everywhere because, you know, a lot of paper, if you do that too hard, you've got glitter all over your table. And I don't have any. I should say I don't feel any. So this will stay in place even though if you use it in your die cutter. And this one is a 250 GSM. Here we go, 250 GSM. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because we have this one. There's 5 sheets in a bag. But the difference between the two is night and day. So make sure that when you order these, you can see how you might have to move it back up a little bit for this. If you see this, this is like your thin shimmer paper. This would be a good example of our shimmer paper that we have in stock. If you've used any of that, oh, hey, we've used shimmer paper for our flowers that you guys were asking about what you would use it with. We've used shimmer paper in those too. So this is about the same weight as our shimmer paper. It's a 90 GSM. So it's very light. It's very thin. The glitter is just smooth against it. It is really, really pretty, but I want to make sure that we discuss and you double check when you're doing this, which kind you're really wanting to buy, because the 90 GSM is nice and thin, malleable, and this is 250. So this is close up there with, well, 250 would be the cardstock weight that we had last week with the teacup kit. If you want to, that is a perfect comparison of each kind because that's a 250 GSM. So those are the two, and we have them in multiple colors. So I will run through those here really quick. So this is our black. This is our I believe that I put it in as ivory. I don't think I put it in as cream. I think I did ivory, but if you need to look for it, this is that. The black has more reds and blues kind of glitter in it, and the cream has, it's got the holographic, so you do see the rainbow effect just like you would with your typical rainbow Miri or anything else. You get that effect in each one of these because it is a holographic glitter paper. But the other paper that is with the other glitter that is with this is a silver. And it's really something that doesn't really pick up on the camera very well. But I'm telling you, it's here and you can see it and it's beautiful. We have blue. And this, I think, reflects off of the colors of the paper, because this one looks like it has the silverish white kind of holographic glitter pieces, but it also has blue effect. So it's possible that it's just kind of picking up the array of the spectrum of colors that are on your page. This is the purple, and they each come with two different ones. So you've got the 5 sheets of 90 GSM and you've got the 250 GSM and 5 sheets. So they look the same in every single way. I just want to remind you that that 90 GSM is shimmer and the 250 is your thicker cardstock style. The only one that does not have much in the 90 GSM, I think we have them equivalent in each color, but the ivory only had 190 GSM. So if that's something that piques your interest, you better order it now. And here's our red. We have some hot pink. I really apologize. I know that we can try and get those colors in, but I don't think that might work. Right by this thumb is probably about as close as the color itself is. Yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good test of color. We have green. This is a Kelly green. It is not an evergreen. So just a heads up. Good night, Betty. We've got our golds. We have our silvers. This one we only have in, these are pearlized, this next set that I'm going to show you. And there are some that are 250 GSM and there are some that are 90 GSM in these colors as well. So this is a pearlized metal. It's listed as copper. It's a 250 GSM. We do not have this one in 90 GSM. Here is gold, and we have it in both the 90 and the 250. And these have the same weight to them, so they feel the same. And then we have the silver pearl that I believe we only have in 90 GSM. Don't quote me exactly, but I'm pretty positive that we only have it in 90. Okay, one last thing, and then I get to show you tomorrow's class and Saturday's class, and I will try and make it a quick run through. This was actually in my box last week, but I wasn't sure if it was new or not. And we've had this in the store before, but it is one of those things that is, we have various different heights. So we've got 5-inch and 2.5-inch and 6-inch. And this one is, yeah, it's helpful. 155 millimeter. It's 25 meters long. I think that this is like a 6.5, if I remember right. I don't know, because Debbie still stole my ruler. Okay, well, I think that it is 6.5. I believe that that's what it's listed for. This is a lot of tape. So I just want you to be aware that it's a lot of tape. You will run through it. If you enjoy doing the napkins, you will go through it. If you use it for your rice papers, you will go through it. But I just wanted to kind of let you know ahead of time that because it is a lot of tape, this is an investment that you're making. So can you possibly look up the price on this, Bryce, while I show the other cards? Just because I don't want to shock you, but it's so much easier this way than trying to get a 2.5 and break it up to try and get it stacked up to the right size. It's a pain. So it's really made for being able to do taller, bigger projects. And let me go get the cards for tomorrow. Because it's Thursday, which is a shorter day, and because we've got a lot of stamping and fussy cutting to do, we are going to do 3 cards. So this is our first one. It is a rocker card. Now, I used the Hunky Dory die set for this rocker card. We are going to provide you with the Hunky Dory specially made for us rocker cards. They look a little bit different, but they are very similar. And we've got our little sequence inside as a shaker card. I actually didn't unstatic these because I kind of wanted stuff to sit up in the card like that. So I didn't use a pillow for this at all, or an embossing tool, embossing pillow powder. Um, it is just on the heart piece. And it was so fun to make. And I just thought it was the perfect size for doing something like this. So this is one of our stamps in the set. And here is our other little guy for the stamp set. He's our donkey. And then there are butterflies and little birds and little nests and so many neat little stamps in this stamp kit. So you will get everything that you need in order to make these cards. We've got the essential blocks white stamping card so that we can make our little donkeys, and our little birds and our little nests and our little hearts. And then we also use some of the crafts consortium. We used some of their decoupage sheets as well. So we blended, I put in a couple of extra little butterfly stamps because I thought that it would be fun to put a few more in there. And I use this for our deco sheet. So you get all the different depths to this. And there's quite a bit if you're actually looking at it. You've got your glitter cupcake papers in the back, your wood, your background, and then your foreground, along with portions of your decoupage. And so the way that I did it, I actually have another example of a fourth card, but we won't have time to run through it. But it is really simple because all I did was I used all the varying pieces of the decoupage sheet. And I will tell you that if you order this kit, not everybody is going to get the, I think that these are badgers. They might be skunks, but either direction, they sure are sweet. And there are lots of different animals. So we've got some bunnies and some, I believe that there's deer. There's this one, and then there's a group of them that are having a picnic. So that's what you're going to get. And each person is going to get a varied amount because, or a varied animal, because we don't have enough of everything to be this particular animal. So I want to give you a heads up about that. The kit is not up. The kit is ready, but we are in the process of trying to figure out the cost price of this. And with Debbie and I not connecting as well this last week, with everything going on, uh, it's created a space where we've just got to finish doing the spreadsheets and figuring out that, and then they'll be ready to go. So I hate to tell you this, guys, but you won't be able to order them until tomorrow. So, but they will be ready to walk out the door tomorrow. So if you put in your order for What's New Wednesday and you ask to hold for tomorrow, we can absolutely hold it to put in whatever else you want to have for this kit and the Saturday kit. Now the Saturday kit is up and ready to go. Little donkey, isn't he cute? Okay, the Saturday kit is up and been available for this. I believe that it was up on Friday or Saturday this week. And this is Saturday's kit that Debbie will be doing with you. Did you find what the price was on this tape? $52.99. So like I said, it is an investment, but I think that it's well worth it considering the amount that you get. You will be able to do these for a very long time. Your rice papers and your napkins. So, and it's just really the perfect size. It's just a little bit over that 6-inch range. I'm almost positive of that. I think it's like a 6.5 inch. And so then you can easily put it on your papers as a 6x6 or a 5x7 and trim the extra. So you have lots of options. Aren't these little chickies cute? Bye, Annette. Enjoy your call with your daughter. Yes, lots of new goodies. And whoa, we're making this card upside down, folks. No. Please give us a thumbs up while I'm thinking about this before we have everybody heading out the door. Thumbs up tells us that we are doing our job to your satisfaction and that you're enjoying being able to look at these great things and that you like our, truly, it's if you like our store and if you like what we've done for you guys, it really is a benefit because that just means that it puts it higher up on the list for more people to see. So the more that you thumbs up us, the more likely that you're sharing it with others. Without even realizing it, you're passing along a little bit of joy and happiness. Because if they come and join, then they get to have all of you talk to them. The Saturday kit, Susan would like to know what the name is. I think it's Chicks and Wreaths. Might not be right. Bryce is looking. So this is the set of wreaths, and then we've got the little chickies. And this is from Hardy Crafts, but rather than it being a 3D, this is a flat, well, it's really not flat. It has a roundness to each of the pieces, but it's only one layer thick instead of 2 or 3. But it does have still little bumps and spaces that are created. I don't know how to explain it better than it just has a little bit of a raise. It's not a lot. It's probably about half a millimeter, maybe 1.
Debbie explained it as a thin chipboard.
Thin chipboard. Yeah, I would agree. And so then from there, you can see how you can see how much it's raised. If you look right here at this pansy, I think that that's probably the best way to see how thick that whole section is. And then she's used some Duty laser cut, already pre-die cut papers that we have.
Are they kind of embossed too?
Or
not really?
I keep feeling for an embossed because it looks like they're embossed. Some of the spaces do have a little bit of embossing. I can kind of feel a little dip right there. But like this part, they've done such a good job of creating the line. It makes it look like it's embossed in, but it wasn't. It's truly just the entire thing is sitting up by about half a millimeter, 1 millimeter. There is a little bit of embossing, like I can feel a little dip right there with the greenery, but there isn't any out in here. It's all smooth. There's a little dip right there. So it's embossed in places that I don't think that we realize that. You won't notice the embossing as much there. That's probably what I'm trying to say. It's here and there and it's sporadic, but for the most part, it's just almost kind of created like something got put on the back of the wreath and pushed it out. And it's that way all the way around. I'm sure that Debbie would do such a better job of explaining these than I will. They come on a flat sheet, of course, with the raised. So they come on a sheet, and this is 2 sheets worth, along with all of your stickers and your backgrounds and your die cut sections. So we've got some that have these little die cut duty pieces, and we've got some that are just covered with a couple of different types of cardstock to give you that backing paper as well as a front paper to be able to enjoy. There's chickies and flowers, and then the colors. I think that that's the main prints are either the colors with the die trims, like this one, Or they've got the flowers or the chickies. So mainly colors and just a couple with some prints on them. So aren't they adorable? And that will be for Saturday. Are there any questions for you guys before I say goodnight and I get a drink of water? I keep forgetting this. There's a reason why Debbie sits and sips on her soda while she does this. So I hope that you enjoyed what you have. Join me tomorrow night and we'll be able to get together and do some crafting tomorrow, hopefully. I know that you won't have your kit handy, but hopefully it will give you the opportunity to watch the whole thing first before you get started, because there are some tips and tricks that you should probably check in with to find out what I've done and that may be different than something that you've heard before. If you do it the same, that's great. But I'm hoping to be able to make things for some people a little bit easier. So thank you. Have a good night. If that's no questions, I'm not seeing. All righty, guys, we are going to say goodnight. Have a great evening, and we will talk with you very soon.